People are relying on your success. Are you really going to let them down? One time I was journaling and I really wanted to relapse. I really wanted to jerk off and relapse on porn. But I realized that I have people who are relying on me. I have a duty, if you will, to become someone. Family members are relying on me to be successful. And, do I want to waste my potential on worldly pleasures? Because you can't waste that spark, that lust, that energy that is given to you by God as a man. Men these days waste that energy, waste sexual lust, waste sexual mojo on jerking off, of watching porn, on prostitutes and strippers. They're wasting this spark, they're wasting this energy. Because if you ask yourself, in 10 years, if you continued to masturbate, if you continued to give in to porn, give in to lust and addictions, in 10 years, how would you feel? You would feel ashamed. You would feel disappointed in yourself. You would feel unfulfilled. You feel like that time was wasted because it was. You wasted that time instead of working on yourself, instead of working on your body, your business. You decided to jerk off. You should focus that on yourself. You should focus on your body as well. So check out the course, first link in the description, how to get the aesthetic physique. But when I wrote this video originally, I wrote this video a while ago, I think maybe 2 months ago. And my perception on success is very different. My next point is, would you want a 10 out of 10? Yeah, of course you would want a 10 out of 10. I want a 10 out of 10. Any man in the world wants a 10 out of 10. But the difference is, you have to attract that 10 out of 10. If you're some Joe Schmo who is jerking off, watching porn, this 10 out of 10 is not going to be into you. She's not going to even look at you. Whereas if you chase after what you want in life, if you chase success and all this stuff, she will look twice. I don't know what the fuck this is. It's kind of annoying me. Usually I don't dress like a fucking tramp, but I don't really give a fuck. But if you have the mindset where you don't care, you're going to go up to that 10 out of 10, well, guess what? You're going to be able to talk to her, you're going to attract her. And I wrote in the script, I just put a few points down. But I wrote down that you should chase monetary value and all this shit. But you shouldn't. You should chase the life you want to live. You don't have to be the next fucking Andrew Tate to get a 10 out of 10 Swedish girlfriend. You can just chase after something, be free, make some money, but you can chase fulfillment, you can chase what motivates you. And if that's something a little bit more basic, like being a fucking brain surgeon, then by all means, but you should chase after something in life, even if it's not success, even if it's not the hustle and all this shit, even if it's just you got a bit of money, you're free in a way, then that's enough. But chase after at least some sort of fulfillment in life. Chase after being a top 10% man. You don't have to be a top 1% man. It's completely fine. The top 10% are still the top 10%. I would like to be a top 1%, maybe a top 5. But my point is, you want to live this life where you jerk off, or would you rather meet attractive women? Maybe women is not your priority, but maybe a fulfilling life is your priority. You don't want to be thinking in 10 years, oh, what if? What if? I'm soon entering my 20s. I don't want to waste them on jerking off. I don't want to waste them on worldly pleasures. I don't want to consume. I don't want to be a consumer. I can't live like this anymore. I still live like a consumer, not as much as most people. Like I have friends. I have a really close friend of mine who's doing Ramadan. And I asked him, because he sent me like a video on Instagram or whatever, like a Instagram reel. And I was like, shouldn't you not be on social media? You're doing Ramadan. He was like, oh no, it doesn't count. It doesn't count as haram. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you're quitting food, you're fasting yourself, yet you're still able to have pleasure. You can't ejaculate, you can't have most pleasures, but you can still scroll on social media. How the fuck does that work? No. You can't watch TV. You should be more disciplined. And my point is that the world is getting softer. The world is becoming a place where men are not able to do things anymore. I'm not saying you have to be this fucking hustle and grind, this fucking, animal. I'm not saying you have to be fucking dedicated 24/7, but I'm saying that you should be able to live a life without constant stimulation, where you can enjoy life and the natural gifts of life. You shouldn't be sat in your room jerking off inside all day. You should be going out, meeting girls, experiencing crazy shit, starting a business, making a lot of money, traveling the world, doing stuff. It doesn't have to be this hustle and grind, because people are getting too extreme with it. Oh, the Andrew Tate-isms. Yeah, get a fucking Lamborghini. I want that shit. There's no reason why I can't get that shit eventually, within 5 years. I think in my early 20s, I can be a millionaire. But like, that's not a massive thing to me. It's something I want to do. It's something I aim for. I aim to have freedom and have whatever I want, and go wherever I want and with whoever I want. But it doesn't have to be the fucking Andrew Tate-ism. Oh, hustle, because enjoy life. Enjoy your life. So yeah, people are relying on your success. So be successful. Dedicate a good 5-10 years to being successful, because you don't want to look back in 10 years and be like, oh, I wasted them. But on the flip side, what I'm trying to say is, you don't want to over pursue. You want to have that good balance. But if you jerk off, you're only going to do one or the other. You're either going to do fucking nothing and waste it completely, or go all out and live on Andrew Tate-isms, still be jerking off, and be unfulfilled. So find that perfect middle, but you have to stop jerking off. You have to, because once you stop jerking off, you'll be able to see what you need to do. Success is not hard, but when you jerk off, success is automatically this realm, this untouchable realm with Andrew Tate and all these fuckers, all these guys. No. Stop jerking off and then pursue success. Pursue your reality of success. It doesn't have to be Bugattis and all this shit. But chase a bit of freedom. Chase to provide for your family. Because you don't want to think back in 10 years, oh, what if? Because it's like asking a girl out, if you die, okay, you're on your deathbed and you think, think back to all those times and, think back through your life. You're not going to remember when that 10 out of 10 hottie rejected you and humiliated you, because she's probably already fucking dead. You're about to die and she's probably already fucking dead. So it doesn't matter. But you can't look back at life and think, what if? What if I tried this? This is why people always, in 10 years I'm going to retire. And no. Retire now. Have a mini retirement. Go and be free. Chase after what you want now. Don't chase after it in 10, 15 years when you've had kids or you've got kids. You're paid like 100 grand a year and you can barely get off the, you can barely even save like 10 grand. Don't wait. Do it now. Chase after it now while you're young. While I'm young. Because you can't look back at life and think, what if? Because if you eat shit and you indulge, are you going to be successful? Are you going to be free? I don't like success. Because success is measured in many things. But are you going to be really free? Because everyone wants freedom. Everyone wants freedom to do what they want. Nobody wants to work a 9 to 5. And even if you do, you still want to be able to do some shit as well. But if you jerk off, if you indulge, you're not going to find success. You're not going to find a version of success. You're not going to be able to provide for your family. And what I mean by provide for your family, think of your future family. Think in 10, 15, 20 years, your family. If you're broke, dead fucking broke, you're not, they're not going to have a good life. They're going to have a shit life. You're going to have a shit life. It's just not good for anyone. I'm not saying you have to be fucking Ronaldo rich, but you can be wealthy. You can be free. You should provide your wife and your children with a good life. That is your duty and responsibility as a man, as a father. And it doesn't just have to be your family in the future. It can be your family now. Your parents, your siblings. I think of my brother. If, he truly wants to be successful, I am his key to success. I owe it to him. I'll try my best to get him to join me on this path. But, I think, well, my brother's got a lot of problems. I do as well, but, I'm not fucking perfect. But I know exactly the type of person he is. I know what he can do. I think I could unlock that out of him. So I owe it to him to be successful. Not as just a me thing, not as an ego thing, but as a family. I owe it to my family to be successful. I owe it to my parents to retire them if they're not already retired. To take them cool places. To pay for their bills. I owe it to them. I owe it to my whole family. I owe it to my uncle to give him something back. He's been really good to me, mentored me in business. My brother is a brother to me. I'll always take care of him. I owe it to him. I can't just fucking, work, go and fuck about with him and then work a 9 to 5 and, I owe it to these people to be successful. I know I'll be successful. It's just wired in my brain. I'm going to be successful. But the next time you jerk off or the next time you have your dick in your hand, just think your future family is relying on you. You doing this is not helping them in any way. Every time you choose to just put your dick back in your pants, every time you put your dick back in your pants, every time you resist, your future family is grateful. Your future family is better off. Now, if you want to learn more about sexual transmutation, check out this video called Sexual Transmutation in the Gym, and have a good day. Mwah. I tried to do the no look, turn it off and not look. That actually reminds me, I forgot to tell you about the course. First thing in the description, if success is measured on many realms. Financially, spiritually, mentally, financially, spiritually, mentally, and physically. You gotta look good. can't look like a fucking lazy slob. So check out the first link in the description. Get fucking sick. Although my biceps aren't really filled with much water because I've been dehydrated. But check out the first link in the description. Get the aesthetic physique. Look good. There's no point of roaming around and looking shit. You may as well look good. So check it out. You're more than likely to actually get a good physique if you pay for it, if you invest a bit of money, because you've got a reason, a real reason to do it. So check it out. If you don't like it, don't get it. I don't care. And have a good day. Mwah.